Good afternoon and welcome to Dartmoor. And in this video I'm going to be doing three things. First of all, and always the most important thing, is I'm here to capture some landscape photographs. Second, I'm filming this video in the ridiculously high resolution of 8K, and not only that, I'm going to publish it on YouTube in 8K as well. And the third thing, well, it's kind of related to the second thing, and that's this. No, not the box, but what's inside the box. Okay, let's start by talking about 8K. Now, if you're still shooting and you've got no interest in 8K video, don't tune out, because like I say, I'm going to be capturing landscape photographs, and there'll still be some information in this video that you should hopefully find useful as well. I'm going to put chapter markers in the video description below, so if you want to jump about this video, by all means. So, 8K. I'm shooting this video on my Nikon Z8, and I'm going to record it all in 8K and publish it in 8K. But who actually records stuff in 8K? Well, before I got the Z8, I didn't really, but now that I have got it, I am finding it really useful. I shoot a lot of B-roll in 8K, I shoot time lapses in 8K. I've even shot entire episodes of On My Bookshelf in 8K, and the reason being is that I can, an 8K footage allows me to pan and zoom about the footage when I put it on a 4K timeline. So this gives me a bit more versatility. So while I might not necessarily output everything in 8K, it is very useful to have 8K. So what about publishing videos in 8K? Well, this is something you don't see very often. This is probably because not many people have 8K TVs. But if you are watching this video on a monitor or TV with a greater resolution than 4K, do let me know in the comments below. But with nobody really having 8K TVs kicking about, what is the point in me publishing this video in 8K? Well, first of all, just for fun. I just thought I'd give it a go. I've got an 8K camera, why not publish at least one 8K video? Now, you're not going to see me, all my future videos are going to start becoming 8K. There's just no point. There won't be enough of you, unless hundreds of you come and tell me you've all got 8K TVs. I'm not going to bother. So this purely is for fun. I shoot most of my 8K videos, like I said, for B-roll and time lapses and things like that. So in order for me to do that, I need a memory card that's capable of capturing 8K video. And that's the next thing I'm going to talk to you about. If you're going to capture 8K video footage, you're going to need a card like this one, like this Pergear CFexpress Type B card. I use CFexpress Type B cards because that's what goes in the Nikon Z8. You need a fast card in order to capture all that information. And I would show you the card instead of the box, but the card's in the camera at the moment, busy capturing all that glorious 8K video footage. Now, Pergear did send me this card to feature in this video, but they haven't asked me to say anything, and they're not going to get any visibility of this video before it goes out, so any thoughts I share will be my own. Now, you may be interested in thinking, well, I don't shoot 8K video footage. What do I need a CFexpress Type B card? Well, let me explain why you would still want to get one. So using CFexpress Type B cards is more than just because you want to shoot 8K video. Now, in particular, I'll use the example here of my Nikon Z8. It has two card slots, a CFexpress Type B slot and an SD card slot. I would expect that if your camera has a CFexpress Type B card slot, it's probably got two slots as well. So you should be using both slots in your camera. I always use both slots. I go into the menu systems of my Nikon Z8 and I get all my raw files written to both cards as a little backup. If you've got those two slots, why not use them? Also, the CFexpress Type B format is a lot more reliable than the SD format. It's more durable, it's more robust. It's just going to give you that extra bit of assurance that you won't lose your pictures. So if you've got a slot, and if I tell you what, if you've got a slot, you've probably spent thousands of pounds on your camera anyway, so why not put a decent card in there and make sure that you're writing your images to both cards. So even if you're a stills photographer, make sure you get a CFexpress Type B slot, a CFexpress Type B card to go in that slot. Now let's talk about this card, the Pergear card that I've been sent through. Now when they reached out to me and said, would you do a video on our CFexpress Type B card? Well, I kind of said, no. I'd already done a video on CFexpress Type B cards, and I thought, well, not much point in doing another one, is there? And then I remembered that a few of you, in that last video that I did about CFexpress Type B cards, a few said, oh, we got Pergear cards, they're great value for money, really like them. So I thought, okay then, yeah, I'll give them a try. But what I didn't want to do is do how everyone else tests CFexpress Type B cards. They get a whole bunch of them, they put them in cameras, they run them and they shoot lots of 12-bit N-log or N-raw footage until the cards explode, overheat or run out of capacity or whatever. I thought, well, that's not what this channel is about. I think if you're a cinematographer and you're looking for that kind of information, you're probably not watching my channel anyway. The types of people that watch my channel, the types of people like you, are photographers who sometimes maybe take a little bit of video or maybe even want to have a little dabble into 8K footage. So this video is kind of more for you than it is for the cinematographers. So I'm trying to put this memory card to practical use, how I might actually use it in the real world. So instead of doing something at home, I thought, how could I do something a little bit different to demonstrate the capabilities of this card? And I thought, why not? I'll come out on location, I'll shoot an entire video in 8K, and then I'll publish it in 8K. So that's how we've ended up at this video. I've been using this Pergear card now for a few months and I've not had any problems with it. This one's 512 gigabytes, which is more raw photos than I care to imagine to put onto one card anyway. So capacity is not a problem for me when it comes to stills photography. But you know, one of the main reasons I have a card like this is obviously 8K video. And I've not had any problems with 8K video either. I've had no drop frames, I've had no overheating warnings. And you're thinking, well, of course you're not going to get any overheating warnings out here, it's freezing cold. But I've also been using it indoors as well. Shoot a lot of B-roll indoors. I've shot entire episodes of On My Bookshelf in 8K, and they tend to be long, sort of 15-minute takes, and not had any problems filming all that in 8K. So the card for me has done all the jobs I need to do. Great at taking stills pictures, and it's also had no problems in a practical real-world sense for me using it to capture 8K video. So I am very glad I tried it, and thanks to everyone who left a comment in my last video recommending them. Just need to talk to you about one more thing before I get on to the business of landscape photographs, and that's card readers. So unlike the SD card format, which you'll find readers for all over the place cheaply, you'll find them in your laptop, even sometimes in your monitor. To get the data off your CFexpress Type B card, I would use a reader. Now I know you can plug your camera straight into your computer and get the data off that way, but I always prefer to use a reader like this one from Pergear, which they've sent out to me, which is a really nice one actually. Feels really nicely made. I carry these about, especially when I'm going away, because the data transfer off these is really quick. It does depend on what port you plug it into your computer, but a super fast card reader like this will help you get all those lovely raw files, all that juicy 8K data off your CFexpress card and onto your computer really quickly. So if you do want to get one of these or the CFexpress Type B card from Pergear, I'll include a link for those in the video description below. Right, oh, Wendy is getting up now. Right, I'm definitely going to do the landscape photographs now. I really wanted to get all this talky bit done first so I can make the most of the sunset, and I'm not trying to think about what else I'm going to say about cards. So from this point onwards, it's all about landscape photography. Right, for the first couple of photographs that I'm going to take, or have taken actually, I should say, I thought I'd grab them while there was still cloud in the sky, because a lot of it has disappeared, unfortunately, hence the reason I've got the bright sun on my face. I've gone for two compositions I picked out. So I've got this rock here behind me, it's got this kind of triangular point, and just a minute ago I had a nice cloud over the top of it, so that made for quite an interesting composition, not one I've taken before up in this particular location in Dartmoor. And then I was also up on top of that rock looking down into this kind of curved rock here, which has got this horizontal jointing through it, and over in the distance there to the rolling hills of Dartmoor where there was a nice bank of cloud. Now the interesting thing about when I took those pictures was looking through the viewfinder, I already thought about black and white, which is quite unusual for me because I don't take a lot of black and white photographs. So it'll be interesting to see when I pop them up on the screen in a minute whether I've left them as colour or converted them to to black and white. But anyway, I thought I'd get a couple of shots in nice and early, because you don't know what's going to happen later on. It might cloud over. That's now looking quite unlikely. I'm probably going to have the opposite problem, but it does mean hopefully I'm going to get some nice soft light on the landscape. There's been a bit of an improvement in the conditions. There's a cloud now, because we're talking singular clouds at the moment, has come over the main stack here on Bellstone Tor, and this has given me an opportunity to capture a photograph. And the interesting thing for me is this foreground subject. We've got these rocks here which are kind of scattered along, and they've got these beautiful lines, but they create one big line that leads out to the stack there, and just above the stack is that cloud, and that's adding a bit of drama to the sky, to the picture, because without it, it's just a big bank of blue sky and it's not that interesting. Now I'm hoping this cloud's going to hang about a little bit longer. The sun's getting close to the horizon now, and if that sun comes down and there's still a cloud about, you should hopefully catch the underside. Even if that cloud disappears, there's some more coming over, so this could all be about timing. But the picture I did take here with the cloud over, I think will do quite nicely. Again, quite contrasty because of all the light and the dark, but probably the best one so far. But it does give me some optimism for what's going to come later on this evening. Dartmoor certainly is a challenging place to photograph. I got all excited by that big sort of bank of cloud that was coming over the top of Dartmoor, and I literally watched it evaporate in front of my eyes. So, and it's kind of mostly gone now. There's a bit of cloud here and there, but mostly it's clear blue sky. So I think the photography is done. Sun's not quite set, but there's a big bank of distant cloud over there, so it's disappeared. So not going to get any more light in the foreground, and there's not much interest in the sky, but never mind. I probably spent more time talking about the cards earlier than I did about taking the landscape photographs, which is a shame because I wanted to do quite a bit of landscape photography today, kind of balance out the card discussion. But I hope you've enjoyed the video anyway. We have done a little bit of landscape photography and we've talked about the cards, so I hope that information was useful to you as well. But if you want to see a bit more landscape photography from me, I'll pop up some playlists in the corner of the screen. And also, yeah, next time I'll go, we'll do no gear, we'll just do landscape photography. So how about that? So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. But thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.